All right, so guys, we are starting. We are up. Assalamu alaikum,
Mhm.
everyone. I think we have
Walaikum
seven
salam.
people. Sayyid Wasim is on. Musu Bakar is there. Assalamu alaikum, everybody. Hopefully, you guys
Hello,
can hear me.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
You
salam.
walaikum salam, Wasim.
And I think Amir Aziz is also here. So Muiz is here. Muiz, thank you very much for joining us. And Sayyid Ilyas, I don't know him personally, but anyway, most welcome. And okay, so let us start. Oops,
5 मिनट वेट कर लें
it's up
कोई
to
और
you.
आ रहा हो
People will join and let me start this thing. I think
रिकॉर्ड कर रहे हैं शायद ना?
yeah, I don't know. I can stop recording if you want.
नहीं नहीं अच्छा है तो लोग फिर आ सकते हैं.
All right, okay. So I don't know how many people will join, but I think a couple of more will come at least. Faisal Iqbal and other people. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So this is about stock analysis and trend recognition. Kind of, it's a software which is basically based on Excel. And let me give some background here, as most of us are colleagues and past class fellows from NLD University. So I'm also a mechanical engineer by profession. And but after working for more than 2 decades in an oil and gas company, I left there. And last many years, I've been working full time on investment and trading, especially futures trading and stock trading and portfolio management, etc.
साबरी आवाज जरा लो है ऑडियो
मेरी
आपकी
आवाज
लो
लो है?
है थोड़ा सा माइक अपने करीब करें मुंह के आप
Can you hear me better now?
आई थिंक इट्स गेटिंग बेटर
Okay. So eventually what happened, I'm also an Excel junkie. And by junkie means that I use Excel every day almost for every other job which I do. I mean, whenever if you ask me to do something, I start working on Excel. I mean, creating a table, doing some calculations, and this and that, you name it. Except for what presentation like this stuff, maybe some using some other 80 or 90% of time I use Excel only. So this is me, but I know most of the people, especially engineers from our generation, they use spreadsheet a lot. So I hope that's correct for everyone. In one way or the other, spreadsheet are basically. Uh, Thank you, Wasim. We can see you. Invaluable tool. Now, I have been subscribed to many stock analysis services like bar charts, stock charts, investor business daily, and a number of others as well. And many like Yahoo Finance and Google Finance and MSN, Microsoft, they all have this kind of services, but they are web based. And on their web pages, there's a lot of information. But at time you need that information on hand on your spreadsheet so that you can do some calculation and analysis yourself. I mean, portfolio tracking, investment tracking, and maybe just record and make a list of items, etc. So this is where the software comes handy. And how this software evolved, let me give you an explanation of background. First, a disclaimer that the material is here for education learning purposes only and should not be taken as a purchase or sell recommendation. Trading, investing in stocks and derivatives, future option, etc., is risky and could result in substantial loss of invested capital. I'm not a registered financial advisor with FINRA or SEC, and for any financial advice pertaining to your own situation, you should consult to a registered financial advisor. We are here in the welcome and introduction. I'm now giving you background. We will go straight to our Excel software and the features and tools. And then I have developed another trend recognition indicator in another software, which will be eventually linked with this one. It's known as Sierra chart. And the way forward. So I give you an example of Excel. What happened that in Excel, I initially developed this spreadsheet for my own. I hope everyone can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Apple, for example. Everyone likes Apple, everyone probably owns Apple. Anyway, now what happened is I initially developed this thing using a tool available, third-party tool, which made me capable of scraping. Scraping means reading different websites. So for example, this this highlighted information. This has come from Investor Business Daily website. Their composite rating, their earned EPS rating. These are their proprietary rating. Stock RS rating and others, accumulation, distribution rating, industry rating. Similarly, from bar chart web pages, this section came from bar chart. Similarly, Zex. Most of you probably know about Zex or heard about Zex. They have their stocks rating and this, and Yahoo. Some of this information came from Yahoo, and then I combined it together just for my own consumption. Problem with this approach was that when I was doing analysis and taking performance and comparing different parameters and trend indicators, that this is not maintainable. Why? Because these guys, IBD, bar charts, Zex, Yahoo, when they come to know that a lot of people are accessing their websites and reading it, extracting the information, then they put some plugs on it. They change their website, their security measures. I hope everyone can hear me very clearly, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So it is not maintainable.
Go ahead,
Number
yeah.
Number two is because they keep on changing it. And number two, with advanced AI algorithms and other features, they make it very difficult for people to access it through third-party software and do their own analysis. They want you to subscribe to their services, right? Pay them the fees for this information. But even then, it is on their web pages that you have to import it from their web pages to your Excel worksheet if you want to do further analysis. So, and especially if you want to sell this thing, you cannot do that because there are legal issues here. Because we are reading for my own personal use, I can do that. But I cannot sell this information to others because this is their proprietary information from the coming straight from their websites. And this is helping us to do some kind of analysis and make some decisions, investment decisions, trading decisions, which was obviously not practical. So I slowly and gradually done away with this, and I have developed a Alexa-based software for my own without going through all these websites. And what happened in the meantime, Excel introduced, I don't know how this term comes in, two stock functions. How many of you, by the way, use Excel? I guess some of you. Is it right?
Yeah, all of us probably.
All of us.
I live in Excel.
Sorry?
I say I live in Excel.
Great,
Everything
great.
is done with Excel. Yeah.
Yeah, you are in Excel junkie like me. I also live in Excel.
Yeah.
Some of the people use nowadays start using Google Sheets or some free spreadsheet, but those free thing is free. And Excel has their new version 365 rolled out. In 2021, they introduced two stock functions. One was their stock data type, which provides some confirmation for a symbol, and one was their past history, stock history function. And with link for Microsoft for their Excel and Office 365 is here. They charge you an annual subscription for this, $69 or $70 for one person, and $9,900 for a whole family of 5 to 6 people. And for business enterprises, the rates are higher, are different per month basis. But these two functions, stock data type and stock history, has made us now, it's possible for us to extract past history, stock history and the data history for any stock right into our spreadsheet. So my new software is no longer based on reading or scraping the sites from bar chart, IBD, Zex, and Yahoo, and this and that. But that was not workable. Instead, it is based on purely on Excel. Now, this is my upgraded or new version of which is based on Excel software. We have 9 participants. I hope no one has missed anything. Now, what it does, that it has basically 2 sheets. One is this main sheet is user interface, other one is stock table information. So for example, this is Microsoft. All you need to do is just enter a Microsoft symbol here, and it will and press this update button, and it will update all this information. Now I will go through one by one, and if I'm too fast, just ask me to slow down. So this sliding bar is just telling you that Microsoft range for yesterday, last trading day was from 324.41 to 330 approximately. It was up 0.47%, 1.53. Top information on right here, it gives information about what Microsoft does, where is its head office, when was its IPO in 1993, how many employees are there, general information. Its sector is technology. The ETF for that sector is XLK right here. And the instrument is stocks, because Excel supports besides stocks, crypto as well as currency pairs. But so far I have set my focus only on the stocks, although you can also work on currency pairs and eventually crypto as well. This is some basic information about the extended hours. Microsoft was further up 0.14%. It opened at this price, like here. It's this volume in millions, 22 million shares were traded. Volume was 19, approximately 18% lower than their average, sorry, previous day. 52-week range is this one from 213 to 338. It is within closing range of its 52-week high, which is 3.48%. That's why it is a green in color. It's pretty close. Average volume and this 1 month high. This is a proprietary function. It calculates that how many times Microsoft has hit a higher value during the last 1 month. 9 times out of 20 or 22 working days. Then its fundamentals, how much is the market capitalization in terms of billions, 2 trillion, 2.4 trillion, PE ratios, beta, all basic. Apart from that, it gives you information about the market, current market. When the market is live, it gives you some delayed. This information is delayed by 15 minutes, as provided by Microsoft. So Excel is relying upon the Microsoft. Eventually, this information is provided by an outside company to Microsoft and to the Excel customers, people like us. So the market S&P was up 0.11%, and this Nasdaq Composite, Nasdaq 100 was this, Dow Jones Industrial was this, Russell ETF, which is IW. ETF means it's IWM, it's an ETF for Russell 2000, a small cap. It was down 8.81%, and VIX, Volatility Index, with Chicago Board of Options Exchange, was 1.32%. So different traders and investors, they need this information to make investment and trading decisions.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Sabri?
Yes.
Sabri, a suggestion, if you don't mind, okay?
Well,
Before we go to the detail of how this is structured, can you help us understand how you use this tool? I mean, most of us probably needs information like, probably all of us have some involvement with the stocks already. So how can we use this information?
yeah, we're coming
Make
to that.
real-time decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to stay or
We'll
you
come to
should
that.
buy?
We'll come to that.
Okay.
Fundamental, this now on the left side, it gives you information on the technical indicators. So I have programmed more than 25 to 30 indicators here, which include relative strength. Look, Amit, to your question, every investor trader has his or her own trading style. Some prefer one indicator, some prefer other indicator. So most of the indicators are here, like this MACD, PPO, which is percent price oscillator, PMO, price momentum oscillator, chicken money flow, everyone has a different concept. Now I have programmed all these right here. Once you change the ticker symbol, change it to Apple or anything else, all this technical, and press update button, all these technical indicators will be updated. Based on these technical indicators, we have this section, which is giving you a 62% buy. So Amit, your question for this thing can help you. For example, there are 13, I have identified 13 different trading signals: short-term, medium-term, long-term. There are 20-day moving average, RSI on the base, PPO, and these are their signals. For example, MACD is neutral, but the long-term and medium-term signals are buy signals for Microcap. Overall, out of 13, it's giving you a 62% buy signal. Right? So this is helping you. And for example, if at current price you make a decision, okay, I want to buy the 326. How much it should be profit target? 30% it should be here, and how much it should be profit loss. My suggested profit loss is my strategy. Everyone has a different view. Not more than 8%. That's why it's red here. So if Microsoft drop below 300, you should be out. But it's also giving you the distance of this price from its moving averages. So this 20 period exponential moving average and 50 period is within this range of 8%. And 200 is this. Something which can help you and understand this is this chart. So this is your chart based on last 6 months of data. Automatically it plots you 6 months or 3 months or 1 year. You change the duration or change it to daily or weekly. Now what this chart is telling you. This chart is telling this is Bollinger Band. This is another indicator which is given right here. On your left, Bollinger Band, right here. And you can see Microsoft is is moving within this Bollinger Band. When it comes to this moving averages of the lower band of the Bollinger Band, it goes back. In other words, Microsoft is an uptrend and it's perfect uptrend. All you need to do for the time being is wait for it to come to its Bollinger Band's lower end or at the middle. Right now, it's very close to middle. That was a good ideal point to buy it, to add it to your portfolio. My daughter has also joined from Germany. Thank you, Abhish. Okay. Now I can change the setting from chart settings, and I can change it to different types of areas, line, area, or different candlestick. Change it to weekly, whatever suits me. Let's change it to line.
There's an echo going on.
Someone has this mic. Maybe I can mute everyone.
Can you mute all others?
I can do that, but people ask questions. Okay, I mute all.
That's fine. Why don't you go through the presentation and then we'll ask the question at the end.
I muted everyone. If someone wants to speak up, then they can unmute himself or herself and then ask me a question. So now the chart has been changed, and it's changed to a line chart. And below this, there are different panel charts. Panel chart give you a volume, average, different indicators like price momentum oscillator, price average trading range, community channel, the CCI. One very cool thing is Microsoft performance versus some other stocks. So very quickly you can see that this is Netflix and this is index ETF SPY. That Microsoft is beating index ETF ever since start of this year. The price ratio, it was 0.58, but right now it's 0.73. Although both are rising. Index is rising, Microsoft is rising, but Microsoft is beating that. Microsoft was beating Netflix till very recently, till the 1st of May. Right now it's a bit slowed down and Netflix has picked up. So it gives you a relative comparison between these two things. And you can change it. You can add it to your, if you want for further analyze it, look at this performance chart here. So like 5 days, Microsoft give you a return of 5.2%. In 15 days was minus 1.83. 1 month is this, but look at this 6 months Microsoft this year, I mean it's from December, 33%, while the technology sector overall was up 27% and index was up 9%. So Microsoft is beating it hands down, both the technology sector as well as overall index. This is what it is being shown here. Overall index. Technology sector is not shown, we can change it and we can anytime do analysis against the technology sector. 5 years return is this, and YTD year-to-date return is this. So it means that Microsoft had done very well during this period. So that can help you in making these decisions. Overall, the trend, overall analyzing the trading signals. To answer your question, Amir.
Yeah.
And
one question, Sabri, the top chart, I can see the comparison. On the bottom chart, समझ में नहीं आया comparison उसका. So the एक ही line थी.
Right. This is Microsoft only, the top chart. This is main chart.
Yeah.
Then we have volume, average volume.
Yep, I got that.
Then we have these, whatever technical indicators you want to plot.
Okay.
I plotted PPO, which is price percent price oscillator, which is replacement of MACD. Just think it's MACD, if you are aware of MACD.
No,
Moving average conversion.
Okay.
Then PMO, which is price momentum oscillator. Then average true range, which means that how much Microsoft moves in every day. Average last 14 days, $16 approximately.
Okay.
It could be, it's a net move, right?
Okay.
Commodity channel index, there's another index, which I mean, there are hundreds of indicators out there. I have programmed something around 50 of them. And
Yeah,
then
this is
my
what I was thinking. The one you have Microsoft Netflix.
is
So I
right
see
here.
one line. So how do you know how they're comparing against each other? How do you
Okay.
make that here on this
Okay.
chart?
Starting from the 5th of December, Microsoft price ratio versus Netflix price ratio was 0.75. Okay, price ratio, simple as that. Microsoft's price divided by Netflix price. It went up and down, then it went all the way up to 94.94 from
I see, that's how.
0.75. So that means Microsoft during this period beat it Netflix by 50% approximately, or less than 50, 40%.
Got you.
In a sense, it's just a price ratio, nothing else. We'll come to the comparison with the whole set of comparison charts as a sheet. Now we come
Basically,
to,
Amir, it's basically a ratio. So if the numerator is stronger or
Yeah.
higher than the denominator, it'll go up. That's
Yeah.
what he's plotting.
yeah.
I know the details behind it, so that's what I was asking.
Okay, now comes to the seasonality chart. Let's say, yes, see, you have made up your mind, but you want to see how Microsoft performs in different seasons of the years. So last 10 years, we can see the Microsoft has always performed approximately 90% by 9 out of 10 times. Positive. It means that it ended November higher than it started November, 9 out of 10 times during last 10 years. And this is the average return just in the month of November, 3.46%. Average return. It means like we are here in June. So Microsoft had traditionally strong months of July and August when we see the performance of last 10 years. But in September, it has a negative 0.62% on average. September is not a good month historically for the stock market as for the Microsoft. So is it a good time to invest in Microsoft? Yes, history tells us 80% of the time in these months, and the average return in Microsoft is 4% and 2% approximately. What about last 5 years? So we press this button, and now it's for 5 years. Again, the same history here. January, April, July, and August, and November, they are strong months during last 5 years. They have been positive, but not September, not October, and not December. In other words, if you are a trader, not an investor, you want to keep Microsoft 1 or 2 months, this is the right time. You are in June. Based on this history, now you have to make your own decision based on this trend, based on the analysis of this chart. How is Microsoft trading signals are performing, and how is it performing in a season? You understand? Now, what about 3 years? 3 years is this. Again, the 3 years that Microsoft return is horrible in September, minus 7.89% on average. But in last 3 years, Microsoft was up 100% of time in July. So that gives you an idea from a range of 1 year all the way up to 20 years. Now, 20 years is too large a period. It included the Great Recession of 2008 and some other geopolitical conflicts as well. So that could affect the performance. Now, is it guaranteed that Microsoft will go up based on this? No, it's not guaranteed. It was up. It's just a historical performance. And it tells us that seasonality point of view, Microsoft is performing always well between the months of June, July, and August, but always bad or not really good in September and October, and then even in December and January. But the March and April are historically, let's take 15 years performance. So March and April are generally better. It almost 75% of time Microsoft has performed better in April, in August, in July, but not again in September. So that gives you a fairly idea what is the right time in the year as far as the season. And why the season is important. Technology stocks in general, my experience is that they always perform better during the months of July and August, mid of the year, and sometimes and mostly in March and April. While the stocks which are heavily relying upon the company and their sale during the Christmas and the Thanksgiving, those towards the end of the year, November, December, they perform better, but the technology stocks generally do not perform that good. So that gives you an idea, okay, which stocks perform better in what time, which period of the year. So does it help in making your decision? Right? So
Yeah,
it gives you profit and loss target, it gives you how much distance you have, it gives you a choice to plot everything in 3 different formats. Now we are looking at the
Okay.
weekly performance for one last list. It's a weekly chart, not monthly. Sorry, someone asking any question?
No, I think, Sabri, this is very good. I like
Okay.
it because it gives you a snapshot of all the key parameters. And like you said, you can choose whichever you want metric that you want to track.
Correct.
So it's up to the
Came back
individual.
to the daily session, right? Now, not only
Exactly.
this, I know this is spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet is difficult sometimes because there are too many things. The numbers, tables, chart. It's not just a charting software. So meanwhile, we have updated the software, sorry, the spreadsheet. But you want to increase, just zoom in. I just hate this thing in Microsoft. Okay. So the chart has enlarged. You see, the chart is good because I press this zoom in button. There we go. And all the chart below as well. Is a chart.
And I think the guidance is pretty good. The row number 45, column N or H, gets you at least some indicator as to whether you want to proceed or not.
Right. You want to zoom in, zoom out. You see, all the charts are right on your screen. You don't have to flip the pages, go to another page, and zoom in and zoom out as you like. All these
Sabri,
charts.
one question. So when you say buy, does it say buy for short term, long term? I mean, is there any indication?
No. This pie means there are 13 indicators here. Long term is only one of them. Medium term is 3 of them. So you can take a look at how much portion is this, and all the rest are short term. Short term means 1 to 3 months. So the short term RSI is neutral, PPO is neutral, Williams percentage R is neutral, but the medium and long terms are buy. So it means the Microsoft, considering this chart, is giving you if you are a long term investor, medium investor, you can go for this thing. Again, it's your choice. It just give you an overall weightage. Out 62 means how many are positive? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Right,
7,
right.
8. 8 divided by 13. Why buy? Because the buy signals are more than neutral or sell signal. Simple.
Sabri, you remember that 2 weeks ago what happened with Nvidia?
Yeah, I'm coming to NVIDIA.
One night, and went up. So, how would have that type of market chain got reacted by this?
Drop or rise?
Say that again.
Are you talking about the drop or the rise?
Rise.
Right. That was a reaction on earning. That was Microsoft earning, and an earning is very. I mean, they are highly volatile areas. You can go either ways. From long-term point of view, it really doesn't matter. When you say a
Agree.
year or 2 years, doesn't even matter. Eventually, it stock will settle down, come down, or go up. But for the short term, it does matter. The short term is within 1 quarter.
Basically, Amir, it's not for day trading. The tool is meant for a long-term investment, mid-term or long-term. So if you want to do the day trading, that's like a roll of dice.
Yeah, that's what I was
Right.
thinking.
Now, for day traders, there's a section which is support resistance, and these pivot points, supports, resistance based on classic Camarilla and Fibonacci retracement. These levels are for the day traders only, not for the just only this section. And it gives you trading levels. Like if you want to buy Microsoft right now, it's very close to its pivot point, and it has support at this. So if someone wants to do it, if the Microsoft break this support, he should be out. Very close to it. And these are the resistance. So the day traders can use this chart, this table here, buy it here, and then go up to all the way up to this resistance. And since the Microsoft ATR average to rating is $16, so Microsoft definitely will move beyond or below these resistance support levels on the day basis. So that particular tool or set of information is for day traders only. Otherwise, it's generally basic information. Now, it does not give you financial information in depth, like its earnings, its financial statements, and the ratios. Why? Because the Excel does not provide it. So unless you
Sabri had a question. This the column K and L and row number 20.
yeah,
Profit and stop loss targets.
yeah.
So can you highlight as to what these were? I mean, I was listening, but I couldn't catch the whole thing.
It again. It's a suggestion. My suggestion is that if you reach to profit target of 20%, it is telling you, okay, if you buy this, what time will, at what price you will have 20% of profit, 25%
Oh,
profit?
got you, got you,
Simple as that.
got you. So it's your getting in, getting out points.
Getting in and getting out. For example, when I bought Apple back in, and why did I buy it? It's my own personal. Now, sometime Excel does this, it does not recognize this. And okay, let's change it to, and we have to help Excel. Now this changed to Apple. And we have to press update. So now the program should upload all information for Apple. It's calculating all these things, and it's taking a while because on Sundays normally there's servers that they go through maintenance, they slow down. Excel, Microsoft servers. Sometimes it takes a bit of time on weekend, right? I've noticed. Otherwise, it's pretty fast. Anyway, so here we are. Now everything has been updated for Apple. So talking about Apple, so I noticed something around here that it was in an uptrend. And how it was an uptrend, I go to the technical indicator, my second part of my presentation. I will come back here, and then it has come here and it's going again, crossing this Bollinger Band. So that was a turning point for Apple right here or right here. So we bought it from here, and at this point to this point, it has crossed 20% of profit level. This is something like 25. So this is my time to take some profit. Book. Why? Because it is at the highest level. It's at a higher point of the Bollinger Band. If you see that whenever it touches the Bollinger Bands higher, it comes down. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Now it's again coming down. It does not mean that it will come down. It simply means that it is moving in this channel. So it may be a time to lock in some profits. Don't wait, because if the market turns, but what does the signal? It will come down and it eventually go down. But what does the seasonality factor tell us about Apple? Same, July is the strongest month for last 15 years for Apple. Almost 90% of the time, and the average return is 7% in July. So I would like to remain in Apple in July. Correct? I would like to remain even in August, although August is slower now, based on last 15 years.
Cool
But
purchase, yeah.
September is negative for last 15 years. Every return is minus 2.67%. I won't like to be there. Same technology stocks. What happened during last 5 years? Same. 100% of time, July, Apple was up. But September, only 20% of time it was up, 80% of time it was down, and average return was minus 5%.
So, Sabri, we can look at it a different way. If you're thinking of buying it, getting into the Apple, maybe this is time to buy then.
Correct. This is the time to buy. But I will still wait because it's consolidating. It might come down to this Bollinger level right at this point, which is around something 1. It's not far away. Apple is 180, 176, 175 right here. Because because it has already covered a lot of distance. So it might come down to this, and then I'll test it again and come back again. Middle level, this is SMA 20 level, or this is Apple. Every stock has its own behavior, every market has its own behavior. And we need to understand where we are investing and why we are. And Apple has 77% of buy, even better than Microsoft. Okay.
So if it has a good run for the last few months or a year,
right here,
you
starting
could-
from this year, 30/12. This is the performance of Apple. YTD performance is 40% up, 39. 1
Right,
year
right,
is
right.
but 1 year is 27%. What does this mean? That last 6 months was 27%. Out of this, 1 year was 26%. The previous 6 months were bad, and it has beaten both broader index, which is SPY, and the technology sector, which is 21%. Because Apple falls in the technology sector. So it gives you a comparison how Apple is performing against its own index, how Apple is performing against the sector, technology sector. It's beating both of them down right here. Apple versus Netflix, Apple versus SPY. Correct?
Hey guys, one thing, I think Sabri mentioned, I think we did not.
Can you speak
hear-
up? Voice is.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now
Yeah, just want to say, Sabri mentioned that. I know Sabri ki beti joined ki yahan se Germany se, so we want to welcome her. So it's nice to see a youth involved in
I think
financial.
she has left now. No, she's there. Yeah, go ahead,
Yeah.
please.
So welcome, Brish Beta. I mean, this is good. I wish I could get my kid to be serious about investment and things like that. So this is nice to see, Sabri. You raised her well then. That's all I can say. I wish we had some guidance at that young age. So
She is a computer programmer, so eventually I want her to help me. in making it a more
So
professional.
Sabri, the point I have this question last year, because of the rate hike and whatever else was there. So the market tanked in technology sector by about 25 to 35 to 40, 34%.
Mhm.
So obviously, with the economic indicator, the election year and other things, so obviously there would be some recovery. So this ramp up that you are seeing in the technology in the last 8, 9 months, it's primarily a recovery from the ditch that they created last year. Because September last year, I think everything was tanking down to the 34%. So this is, in my opinion, this ramp up of the tech center, tech sector is primarily a recovery
I think
from
it's
the
more than
down
that,
and
Bhavesh. I've been watching it and I'm bullish
okay.
now. I think it's more than that. And there are reason for my belief, but this is a separate debate, the overall market. But has ups and downs, especially during this period, September, August, September. These are traditionally weaker periods for technology stock, including Apple and Microsoft, as you have seen. So we think that it market can hit some snacks and come down, but eventually, and I think by the year end, you will see market ending higher than what its level is today. Now, how much higher, obviously, I don't know, but I think it should end higher. And there is a
वसीम
reason
भाई
for
बहुत
this.
खामोश हैं कुछ
Sorry,
बोलिए आप भी मैं वसीम भाई बहुत खामोश हैं
Wasim is,
मतलब
mashallah, is a very knowledgeable person in this
that's what
area.
I'm saying, you know.
Anyway, so let's
I'm
move.
just listening.
I hope you like this spreadsheet, because in one spreadsheet you have everything is there: technical indicator, trading signal, chart, seasonality, performance, comparison, and support resistance. And one thing is here: trend recognition. This is coming soon. I have developed this thing in Sierra Chart. I will show it to you. And the people who have shown it, they love it. They said, forget about the spreadsheet, just give us this indicator. But anyway,
Sabri, one
that
question.
go ahead.
How many stocks you can put in here? How much database have you developed? For example,
Can you
I'm
say
very
this again?
confused with how many stock or mutual funds you can add here. Anything?
And
S-
anything supported
okay.
by Microsoft, and
Okay.
which is thousands of stock, all US stocks, and most international stocks in Germany, in Japan, China, most. Now I haven't tried this thing beyond the US. Honestly, I just limited myself
Okay.
to US stock only.
Can
All
you
US.
look at Can you look at one example? Coke is confusing to me. Well, I've been watching this for the last 6 to 8 years. This is really confusing. I don't know what you guys think
What's
about
the symbol of the Coke? COK?
COKE.
Okay, we'll look at that. Okay.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Sabri, I just have one question before you leave Apple. In these indicators, I don't see that regression or
Regression
Fibonacci.
analysis is not there.
Yeah.
There are more than 25 indicators here. But we can add, we can program any indicator as long as we have access to data and we have the formula. We can program anything. I have programmed 25 indicators plus 25 some other things, which is total of 50 things.
Okay. Because
I mean, there's no end to it.
yeah, there's no end.
Okay,
I'm just
no.
using two right now, regression channel and Fibonacci
Fibonacci is right
on
here.
my Excel sheet, and it's really, it's working good. Answering Parvez Peter's question
Okay,
regarding is this a bounce and where is it going to end if it does? So
let's
that
go to the other sheet. And I think which is one very cool feature. Now you have a number of stocks. For example, you want to maintain a watch list. You want to maintain a watch list of 10, 15, 50, maybe 100. So this is where it comes handy. Let's see, we have Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, Google. Just 4 in this one. Another 10, 50. How many are these? 8 here. And I can select all of these indicators in these columns, and in one tabular form, I can take a close look at all of them together. All I need to do is just, I've done this, press this button, get table info, and it will process all this information for all these. So this is Nvidia, last was this, change this. Its volume was 42 million yesterday. Its 1 month performance this, 3 months was this, 6 months was this, 140 this, 3 years this. This is a very cool small chart. It gives you a hands-on look at how did it perform during this period, 1 year? Mini chart period is for the time being is 1 year. You can select it. It's the same period, but you select for the main chart on the other. So during 1 month, you can see strong green. This is NVIDIA. Because the 1 month performance is 115% up. 3 years for 329%. Similarly, this Apple was 1 year is 27%. Now, Apple 1 year is 27, but NVIDIA was 115%. And most of it came during this rise, last 1 month. Microsoft was up 33%, Google was up 31%. But there's light green, means their 52-week performance was less. This was Google was just 6.44%. That's why this is a light green shade here. Microsoft is this, it is this. Then you have these moving average, SMA 20, 50, whatever you select. It tells
Again,
you.
Sabri, in the graphic chart that you have for the years, 1 month, 6 months, 52 weeks. So if we were to compare like the January of 21 to the January of, or let's say the summer of 23, because that's a good parameter, because what happened in 22 was an anomaly. That doesn't usually happen.
What you need to do, you need to change the time frame here from 6.
So that will give you, that will gauge you whether that disruption that we had
Certainly.
in 22.
You have to select a period of 3
calendar
years here.
Right.
These are your options. Main chart for 3 years, save it.
Exactly.
Now the main chart will be updated for this Apple for 3 years. Right now it's 3 years. This is the main chart. Whatever
Right.
period choose from 1 month to 5 years, and then you can enlarge it, zoom in, take a closer look what happened. Now you go back here in this sheet and update this thing, and your mini chart will be updated for 3 years. Okay. Now it is processing all these 4. This is working. You see the bottom column here, right here, where cursor is? It's calculating all these things, or all 4 of them, and it's going to getting past performance to the last one, Google, and here it comes. There we go. It took us 5 seconds, 18 seconds to do that for all 4 of the stock. So to your answer question, you see, this is mini chart duration is 1 year. Sorry about that. I made a slight mistake. For the mini chart, you want to, so your main chart is updated for 6 months. But the mini chart was for 1 year. So you have to select it for 3 years and run it again. Now your mini chart over here will be updated for 3 years, not for 1 year, that you were asking. Okay. Now hold on a second. Hold your nerves. You want to compare all of these in one chart. So we have 4 here, up to 5. You can compare here. This is the chart probably always you were asking. Okay. Starting from 3 years, right? So 9 June of 2020 till today. Which one is the best performers? This blue one. Which one is this? NVIDIA. All of them started from 0. Whatever the price was, it's a benchmark, right? For every one of them. So the Google, compared to all of them, was a laggard. Then a Microsoft, although they gave us something around 50-60% over the last 3 years. Correct? Apple, something gave us more than 100% in 3 years. While NVIDIA has given us something around 350%.
Right. So see this
Okay,
chart.
one second here. 3-year performance, NVIDIA was 329% right here. Google was 68%, Apple 110. Sorry for this. Yes, your question.
No, because if you go back to the chart, the mini chart, so
the mini chart
because
is
of
still
the
for 1 year, because I have not updated it for the 3 year.
Sorry. I mean the big Excel. Yeah. So obviously because of the artificial intelligence hype, that's again an anomaly. So get that thing out. So if you look at the traditional Microsoft, Google, Alphabet, and blah blah blah. So if you were to compare the January of 22 before the dip, and right now it's marginally.
That's 6 months, right?
No, it's more than 6 months. I'm looking at January 30th, 22 calendar year.
Look
at the point. We'll look at the point and the point that it is today.
Then you can take a look here. This is January. right here.
January 20,
Right
exactly.
here, right here.
So look,
Here, here. So
right.
you were here, for example, NVIDIA was 150%. Forget about all this thing towards the left. You're right here. So even
नहीं
from
नहीं मैं कहने का मकसद ये है नहीं what I'm trying to get at is all of us had technology stocks either through mutual funds or the ETFs and whatever else is there or individual stocks. We all had that in January of 22nd calendar year,
Mhm.
and everything came down.
Mhm.
Everything came down. Yeah, we kept buying some stock as we went along every month, but as if you were to compare where you were in January of 22 towards what the June of 23,
Here,
you are
here.
marginally above.
In fact, we are
what
lower.
that
We are
means was.
lower. Except for NVIDIA,
We
we
are
are
lower.
lower.
Yeah, Parvez,
Exactly.
Parvez, I think for long term,
So the opportunity to buy was obviously the 22 calendar year. So you would have you have minted money if you had bought it, like Sabri was saying, that somewhere in September and October or that time frame of the 22 calendar year was a phenomenal time to buy tech stock.
Hold on. I will show you the indicator that tell you, okay, no, it's not the time to be, it's time to buy. So hold on, we'll come to that, right? This is a very valid question, by the way, Prakash. Now, over this here, you can select fields. Just hold this question for a while, probably, always we come back. Now, these are the available fields. Out of those approximately 50 fields, I have chosen only these because it has to be too long a table, too confusing. Starting from symbol, first two are symbol and name, and then all the way up to the description. Otherwise, I can choose the moving averages and the Bollinger Band, stochastics and implies and mini chart. Mini chart is already there, which you see is here. And this and then what you name it, you can have it. And then you can have all this information on one table for a given watch list or a given list. And that I think is again, that's the power of the spreadsheet. But you cannot do it on a web page. You can view one chart, you can view a watch list, but you cannot view different all this information combined together. Now, for example, you want to analyze this Google more on your main sheet, which is this one, which I have, and you want all this information, profit targets and Fibonacci level, trading signals, a market performance, and seasonality chart. You can just press this transfer stock button, or the entire list. You can transfer this entire list. So this entire list of 4 stocks is right here, because it has been transferred from there, and you can select any of them to update this particular sheet for you. Correct, including the seasonality chart in this. So that's how you work both on the table, a number of stocks together, or an individual stocks to get its performance and analysis. But hey, if you say, no, I want some more information, I want what Yahoo says about this thing, and I want that what Yahoo has to say about its financial statements. So we have external research links available here: Finviz, Investing, Yahoo, Zacks, MarketWatch, and it takes you straight to that Yahoo page. Here's the Yahoo page opening for that particular stock, which was Google. Because you might find I mean, we cannot compete with Yahoo or Google or Microsoft or Finviz for that matter. So they have much more information in detail. For example, their earning days, their dividend, ex-dividend, their historical data, stats, their financial statement. But for financial statement, you need to have if you want to download it, you need to have a premium financial Yahoo subscription and pay them some extra money to download this information. So this information, like that, your pre-tax income, your total revenue, cost of revenue, if you want to get access to that particular stock, all you need to do is just press this button, and it will take you straight to that particular website of your choice: Yahoo, Zacks, Investing. Everyone has their own plus and minus, and some provide more information, some provide less information, but it saves you time. So immediately you go from this spreadsheet to that particular link and get more information if you want to. Otherwise, there are
Very
plenty.
good.
Otherwise, there are plenty of information which you can access here and make a decision on the basis of this. I tell you why, especially when this trend recognition indicator will come into play. All right, any other question on this thing?
No, that's very good. Thank you, Sabri.
Okay, so you can choose the fields, you can transfer the list, you can transfer stocks, you can compare stock, you can if this, for example, there are hundreds of stocks here, so you might get I mean cumbersome clustered, so you can add another sheet, add another worksheet and put your stocks in it and press this button. It is because on the other sheet the button will not be here. You have the keyboard shortcuts available. As far as these things available in this, here we have a reader menu here, this toolbar. So all these buttons and the commands, they are available in these toolbars as well. And if you want to take a look at the what shortcut keys are available, just press the show keys and it will give you all the shortcut keys available. So this was the basic software, Excel software. And as you can see that we can change between the candlestick, we can change between the time frame from daily to weekly, or even now I will add monthly as well. Right now the monthly is not there because I think for the any analysis of the daily and weekly are enough. Monthly you have to go for 20 or 50 years because only 12 data points will be there for one particular month. And then you can zoom in, zoom out, and you can see the slide performance, whatever you want to take a look at. Now, coming back to this thing, I can choose whatever indicator I want to see in these small charts here. Not just 5 or 6. If you want to go to the chart settings, right here, indicator settings, plot indicators, and choose indicators of your choice. Right now, these are selected, average volume. The volume will always be up there, average volume, and then we have PPO and performance versus ticker, performance versus index. But I want to, for example, I want to change it and compare it with another ticker. Sorry, the ticker is here. I want to change the ticker. Indicator setting, and it will open up another menu here and change this ticker. Ticker was Netflix. Remember the chart was performing against the performance of Netflix. So instead of Netflix, I want to compare performance of Google with which one? Pervez, give me a name. NVIDIA?
Nvidia, I feel that that's
Way out the chart.
driven by the
Okay, compare
AI,
Google with anyone you like.
Apple or Meta or
Meta.
sorry, Meta is
Meta,
WPP.
Let's see Meta.
Meta is
So it's asking you to want to change it. Yes, we do. And the bottom chart will be updated and include Meta now. Google versus Meta, Google versus Index. So the Google was performing much better from between this period against Meta, but recently Meta has picked up, and now Google's performance compared to Meta's performance, relative, has gone down. Especially last 8 or 9 months, because Meta has outperformed Google during last 8 or 9 months. Okay, so I'll give you a very quick idea. So you can use this thing here. Now, this thing was not enough for me. If you have any question on this particular, then appreciate otherwise I will go back to the our trend recognition indicator, and that will help probably your question for this, as far as I remember. Any question on this stock table information compared to Wasim, your input on this?
Yeah, it's fantastic. Like we have to go many places to get this information. It's all
Correct.
Yeah.
I wish that I could have provided you the version that reads all those websites, the earlier version. Remember, I showed you. I don't know whether you were there or not there. This version, and this version, which initially I developed for myself, was reading different websites like IBD, bar chart, Zex, and pulling up their information, their indicators, and their ratings, and their right onto my spreadsheet. But it's not, as I said, it's not maintainable. They keep on changing their websites, updating putting the additional controls on that, and I cannot sell it because this is their proprietary information, right?
Yeah.
There will be copyright and legal issues. So that's why I developed this version only for based on Excel and the information provided. So it's limited to the information provided by Excel. Obviously, because I cannot go out and grab information from Yahoo and others officially, and we don't want to do that to avoid any legal issue, and it's just purely based on Excel. Now, we come, if you don't have any other question, we come to this trend recognition thing. And that probably will answer a number of questions about the trading and which period was good or which period was bad, as Amir and Wasim was asking. And that came actually from my Sierra chart. Now I am an active futures trader as well, and I don't recommend anyone to do futures trading. It's highly risky anyway. But on the future, on the futures, I developed this indicator, and it has its own programming language, C++, and its own Skill programming language. And I developed this indicator for my own consumption. I have not programmed it in Excel for that matter, because Excel has a different programming language, VBA, compared to C++ and Sierra Chart. And Sierra Chart is for those of you who don't know, Sierra Chart is a professional trading platform for futures traders, for stock traders, and for currency traders and crypto traders. Okay, so this is a daily chart, and this is Nasdaq market. And basically, if you want to trade the market, you need to trade the futures or ETF, which way. Now, for example, the market this is early August last year. So to answer your question, Parvez, if you take a look at market behavior, early April was here, early June was even above this. Go back to, let's change it to the weekly chart. That'll give you a better idea. This was early 2022, right here. Okay. So Parvez, when market turned direction, it was a long run after the pandemic. Right here, where my cursor is, here, all the way up to here, and then it started consolidating up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, failure, and then it changed direction. And then you see the curve, it started giving you this shading indicator. And we cross this movement. That's the point we understand that the market has changed its direction. But it failed it, and it could be a start of the bear market. So at that point, if you are keeping some stock, that's your time to get out and change it away till the market, this indicator turns green again. And when it turned green, just in the beginning of this year. So that's the indicator I was talking about. Now, your recovery point of view, Parvez, you said it's recovery. I agree with you. But this recovery was here, market came here all the way, then come up here, tested this level, then again went up, come again. This is again what we're doing. That was an erratic market. Because if you are holding a stock, you buy a stock in the hope that the stocks will come down, it will go up. The market will keep killing you, and the most stocks will come down with the market because the market is not supporting it. And the market, when it's not supporting it, no stock will perform, not many stocks perform better, especially the technology stock, which are treated as risky stocks. This is Nasdaq. And Nasdaq is mostly comprised of Nasdaq 100 risky stocks. Eventually, you see this has turned green after a long time, more than a year and a half. So when the indicator gives you green, now you see market is starting an uptrend. But you wait because you are way up from the means. You wait till it again comes when tests its mean averages, and then it's the point if it is still green, then you start taking positions here or here. So let's say that when this green arrow comes, it says that market has changed direction, and in the a permanent trend can start appearing and start very soon. If you are a highly risk taker, big risk taker, then you can definitely take a position here. But you see, market comes up, goes up, then again comes down. And then again goes up and it keeps going up. So that's why I'm telling you that I'm bullish. Because this indicator is telling me that the market has the momentum, market is moving in this direction. It's no longer a small recovery. And it has yes, it can turn down again. Anything can happen. For example, if there's another war between China and US and Taiwan conflict and something, India and Pakistan, you see what market is going to do? Simply do this. What it did because nobody will know what will happen tomorrow. So that's why people start panicking and start selling off and jumping in and getting something else, bonds or gold or whatever.
No,
But
I think this is a good chart. The unfortunate part about it is the part of January or February of 22 calendar year,
it's
prior
right
to
here,
that,
right
the
here,
ramp
right
up,
here, right here.
right? Prior to that, the ramp up. So we obviously, all of us were in the investment mode, and we kept buying certain mutual funds, technology stocks, or individual stocks, and
That's
then
what
it
my
tanked.
question to you is. If you have this indicator with you, and this is telling you the market has turned right here, this is turned orange, and before that, these lines are turned. Will you keep buying it?
Well, I did because of the
You
cost,
did
dollar
because you did
cost
not have
averaging.
this kind of tool or information with you, right? But I did not.
No, no, yeah, no, I know. What I did was my strategy, Shabri, was very, even though the market was tanking down on a monthly basis, I kept buying for the stocks even at a lower price. I kept buying it, kept buying it, kept buying it. As a matter of fact, it's automatically set up. So I mean, I wasn't like
It's your
moving.
investing style. That's why I say this. It's up to you. You can
Right.
afford it. You can afford losing it. Fine. But I will hold a stock for a few months or a few years only when this thing is in my favor. This indicator is giving me that signal. Only when the market, this thing is green and this thing is there. And that's the indicator I'm talking about.
No, that's true. That's true. I mean, you are a very savvy investor. You basically time yourself, because I don't have as much expertise or the time. So I basically dollar cost averaging.
I know, dollar cost averaging. But in my personal experience, if you are relying 100% on that thing, dollar cost averaging does not work. Because at time you will buy the market price stock at this price. And when the market turns, you have to get out. Otherwise, there is no end to it.
So
By the
Sabri, I think um, Parvez had a valid point in a sense. Most of us are in that same boat because we have autopilot on especially with our 401k if you're working. Okay, we keep
90%, yeah.
regardless of that, and quarterly you go may adjust few funds. Okay,
hmm,
but based on what your company offer and all that, so I think that's majority of us. And some of us now probably could take advantage and move some money to the brokerage link, which I've been doing last 5 years. You know, like I keep majority 2/3 in the traditional retirement plan, and same funding, and then 25% I try to do not a day trading, like a week trading or something like that. So that's I did not know. I just came up with that my own strategy.
yeah,
Question
everyone
is not
has his
stock.
own style,
Yeah,
own strategy.
yeah.
Everyone is different. I
And
understand that.
that's what this tool will help because like Prabhu said, I think none of us are going to able to do. But what happened in Nvidia, things like that, we want to know. We want to be part of that action too. Because always
Everyone
we.
wants to, but
Yeah,
take a look at
exactly.
NVIDIA. Let's go to NVIDIA. Apply this thing as NVIDIA. This is QL. NVIDIA. This is NVIDIA. Okay. You want to be a part of that. Fine. It's not green, it's consolidating and it's just term price. Would you buy NVIDIA here? No, I won't. Which is 18th of January 2022. Remember the market? Market was also doing the same action. Coming down and the indicator was not helping. This gives a green arrow and up here, can you buy it? Yes, you might want to take a look, but you might want to take a wait and see what happens here. And you see the market was not helping all the way till this time. Now we come to the January of this year, 9, 2023. This gives you a green indicator just like it did here. This has turned green, so light green, the uptrend has started. Solid green is definitely has started. Would you like to be here? Yes, you can, because stop loss are right here below this level. So if you buy it at 106.72, ideally the stop loss should be around 140 to $32 on each stock. Because this green, solid green is telling you that this has picked up momentum. And similarly, you also check your overall market and Nasdaq especially, it was solid green as well. So the market is in your favor. Obviously, it will come up, down, up, down, up, down. They will take profit, come down, negative news come down. But it is still above these averages. This is short-term average, this is a medium-term average. And see what happens here. Jump, shoot. Now, you want it to be a part of that move. What if you have this indicator on hand with you? you see this indicator, you see this turning green, and you buy it right here, 175. At this point, you would have been at around 400, correct? All right, Amit? Hello?
I'm
Yes.
looking for unmute
Yeah.
button. You're correct. So Sabri, help me understand how would have your tool would have flagged this
Right
one
here.
for us?
It
Yeah.
gives you an indicator when it's just arrow comes here,
Okay.
correct? Then is light green, then is solid green, right here. Now, my suggestion.
Is it like a alerts, Sabri, or you have to look for it manually?
It's an alert. It's
Okay.
an alert on this particular NVIDIA. Now, what we can do, we can eventually run a scan on a selected number of stacks and see where this what indicator is currently saying about this particular stock. Now, is this still green? It means that this is still, because there's a lot of momentum to it. Simple as that. It's not coming down, as you can see. But it's still based on some laggard indicators, its performance and others. So that's why it's still green. And it has way too much distance covered from its mean averages, 9 and 18, for the short-term point of view, not for the long-term point of view. So it's not a good time for the short-term point of view, because it can come anytime and touch this thing, 320. It's normal. It's not, especially when it moves up on the gap up thing. On the gap up thing, this is weekly chart. Let's change it to the daily. Right here, this will give you a better idea. Okay, this you gain right here, turns green. This is the first indication. This, would you buy it here? Yes, I will buy. If it's under my radar, I will buy 165 with a stop loss of something around 138, and that's it. You keep it up. Use this point. It was a bit riskier, but you still have some lot of room here. For 165 was 208, so you can increase your move on. Just keep on moving. Now this is a gap. That's why, but this is very recent. NVIDIA was performing very strongly, very well, all the way from this point, January of this year, as well as not from this year, all the way from this when it turned first green after a long time, November of this.
So Sabri, I have a question if you.
Go ahead.
So the question is, yes, NVIDIA has performed. Yes, we have seen this. It's all in the past. How do we find an NVIDIA type stock when it's beginning to do this? Today, what should we be? How can we scan a stock which is going to be like this tomorrow?
That's a great question. Thing is that nobody knows what happens tomorrow. If someone say that this will go up, it's a bluff. I mean, no,
Based on your indicator, like when things turn, like you're showing here in 2023 January, NVIDIA turned.
this
moving
is
up.
right here.
Yeah.
This is right
Yeah.
here. At
Is
this
there
point,
anything-
okay, hold on. At this point,
How do I find?
at this point, you are here. It turned green, right? Correct? It turned
Yeah.
green. It has this. You have to make some decisions. The decision
Yeah.
based on the overall market. Is the overall market has turned as well? Is the sector has turned as well? And is the company has something new? You have to do some research on that.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a gambling. You don't know what the company is doing. It
No,
could be a GameStop.
So I think Sabri,
Correct me if I'm
Vaseem-
wrong. Huh?
No, no,
I have.
Sabri, I see exact question, Vaseem. You know, let's say entertainment industry, technology industry, medical industry, petroleum, mineral growth like lithium and all that. So obviously, all of these sectors have some potential for future growth. The question is, how do we get to that trend or that discussion that gives us indicator that, hey, in the mining business, you know,
Before it comes, yes.
lithium manufacturing companies are going to rise, or if it's in the entertainment sector, Netflix or somebody who's on the social media or entertainment is probably the best indicator. So I feel that is more of a future guessing than this tool. This tool is basically giving you the historical perspective.
Yeah, no, correct me, Sabri, if I'm wrong. I've created an Excel sheet where I've done pulling live data, and how I'm comparing is three things I'm comparing to find which one is turning around besides this technical stuff.
Mhm.
First, I'm saying 52-week, the one which is closest to the 52-week low.
Yep.
Comparing that and then comparing the regression, saying which one is close to -2 in regression, which means it will come to at least mean. Those two things and one more moving average or whatever. But then I sort them all by that and then see what sector, which sector is moving up based on sector performance for last few months, like comparative chart, what you did. And that gives me bunch of stocks which are really like starting to move now. Like for example, in last 2 months or 2 weeks, I would say small cap is starting to show some signs of life.
Mhm.
So when I went in and checked, I noticed Etsy, Square, and those kinds of stocks were coming up like this point where the 2023 point here is for NVIDIA. So correct me if I'm wrong, like those kinds of stocks, if you're totally basing it on technical, if you plug in Square right now or Etsy, what will your sheet say?
Let's see. Let's see your Square. Which one you want to take a look?
Etsy, let's see Etsy. So if you
Okay,
look
this is Etsy.
it's at
I think
minus,
the question
This
that
is
Vaseem
Etsy.
raised, that is the main question. We all
yeah.
want. Yeah.
What is coming up now and how do we get to
Hold
this
on.
early enough?
This is
Yeah,
Etsy.
without gambling, yeah.
This is
Yeah,
Etsy.
instead of gambling, just making some informed decision.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I can share my
So
sheet
let
also
me
here, but
let me share
no
my
sense. Like
perspective.
let's
Okay.
keep it
This
soft.
is Etsy.
Yeah.
What is this indicator is telling you?
Yeah,
Don't get in at this time.
at this time, but
At
it's
this
pretty
time.
close to, if it moves up and the green
If
signal.
it moves up with green like this,
Yeah.
right? Then that will be a time to reconsider it.
Okay.
Have it in
And what
your
about-
watch list. Now,
Yeah.
this indicator, you have a set of watch lists and you run this at once in a week or once in a day, maybe, and see where what is indicator is telling you.
Yeah.
If it turns green, but it's too far a distance from this, it means that eventually it'll come back to this line, which is mean, and it'll go up again if it is strong. So that's the point where you want to make a decision. Okay, now this is the time, it's going up, the indicator is green, it has come to this mean, because it's been too long to struggle.
To
And
start.
this green arrow is telling you it's trying to go up. It's trying to go up, 1, 2, but it's failed every time. So what is the guarantee that it won't fail? Nothing. Right? We don't know what is happening in future. What we know that when it's picked up momentum, it gives you a green that it's time to get in, but not
I'm
at the high
filtering
price.
stocks based on market cap. So if it is like after even beaten down, if the stock is like 5 billion and up, then only I'm looking at this chart like Square,
Let's take a
Adobe,
look at Meta. I
Autodesk
remember last year Meta fell down. Not last year, before that. Pretty
before
bad.
that.
Pretty bad. And you remember Wasim was very same question, very excited about that. Hey, it was this drop. It has gone down, and this is a good price, right? This is investing style. Everyone has a different view of it. My view was that it has gone down. There is no end to it unless the market is telling you. So it tried to came down, struggle. It came down all the way from 329 and take a bottom at around 85 last year.
Yeah.
So I won't do that unless I get this signal. Even if this comes here and I say, okay, now it's time to turn what the market is doing. August, market was going down. So was not, market was struggling. Traditionally, market in August, September is not a good place, especially for the technical stock. So that was not right. Now come December, it is a strong green here. Maybe I make a decision. Okay, now market has turned. This, what is the market doing? Market has turned. My suggestion will that if the market is not helping you, and how the market will tell, the market is struggling, don't bet on this because stock will come down further. That was the point when it's strong green. Market was also turning green. Indicator was telling you it's green. Indicator telling you it's the right time. That was the time it was 121. What time it is right now? We missed that 265 in just 6 months. So that's how you first identify your stock through your own strategies, which are stocks that I'm looking, because this indicator could be plotted on every stock, every crypto and everything. Now, how do you scan it? You might want to have something like, as you said, regression analysis and reversal analysis, known as reversal. The market stock is taking reversal. But I will, based on my indicator, the decision that if it is a green, and the market is supporting it, the sector is supporting it, and the company has some product, which is, but that's why market is excited about. Like, and people are excited about AI now. So that is has a chance, and that was a time to what do you say, hop on to the bus, and when it's no, that's a gap again, and you see, it's trying to close the gap. It failed. It came down, between the stock is really strong, but trying to come down. That happens with every gap. But there are too many gaps here. So eventually, one day it will come down and close these gaps. That's the history. Not necessarily, maybe the technology stock keep moving up. It happens, but eventually it comes down. It happened to NVIDIA, it happened to any service stock. So to answer your question, I will not just go like that. I will compare it and complement it with the overall market and wait for the market to support me. And when I say market support me that this is Nasdaq market, the market should also turn green. My analysis experience is that if the S&P is below its 50 days line, then the stocks struggle, especially all stocks struggle. Then you have to be very careful that is this a really powerful stock, which is something special about it, which separates it from the overall market. So coming back to this indicator. So this indicator,
I think the last year, the borrowing cost for the small cap companies, went astronomical. They don't have cash on hand as much as like a
this
big
is
company.
an ETF for small IWM for the small stocks. This
Exactly.
is their weekly chart. You see, it has come down from 240, still 185, and is struggling. Even though it's up, that's because even side is up, which is the but even though it is struggling, it has done it a number of times here. So unless it gives me a strong this kind of signal, I won't tell the small stocks are the way to go forward. Unless they give me a signal like
No, but
this.
historically, Sabri, when the interest rate cycle is coming to an end, does the small cap move up? If we check history, that's what it looks like when the interest rate cycle comes to a peak and starts cutting or whatever they do, like stop, then small cap starts moving up.
Was seen.
That-
This is
that's what
right
I-
here 3 years ago.
Yeah,
Interest rates were very low at that time. The last year of Trump.
it's small cap needs to have interest rate low because they are more leveraged. Small companies, they have
But what I'm
their
saying is,
capexes don't work
interest
unless
has been in a lower side for a number of years, and the stock has IWM has underperformed the overall market. And the bigger, actually, this is about those big, what do you call it? Big 5 or 6. There's a name for that, right?
FANG.
Apple,
FANG stocks, they are in the
FANG plus
market.
Microsoft, FANG plus Microsoft.
Concentrated trade, yeah. But right now, what I'm looking for or trying to find is what is going to work for next 6 months to a year in this.
I will identify stocks, and then I will complement it with this particular indicator. And when the indicator gives me a strong green, and make sure,
Yeah.
then I will go. Not before that at this stage, especially with the small stocks.
Yeah,
But small
So I
stocks,
think-
I think it's time for small stocks to catch up now. It's time.
catch up, yes.
Yeah. Okay, one question about this MNQ. I'm sorry. I just changed that. Oh.
There's so many stocks which are coming up right now, Adobe, Autodesk. So if we can check those a little bit to see what is going on.
Yeah,
your
Adobe
sheet,
is a good stock for the time
to
being.
see what percentage it's saying, 60%, 70% buy.
So no. The point is, people
Coke,
get
okay,
confused.
I want to use Coke because that's confused the most.
Coke. One second,
Yeah,
I'll come
some
to
point,
Coke. We discuss the market one, the indicator performance market, and then Coke. Okay, this is index again, and this is index future. So instead of wasting time or looking into too many stocks, I just say I forget about everything. I just concentrate on market ETF, which is Nasdaq futures or
SPY
QQQ. In this case, QQQ.
or IWM.
IWM is for the small stock. So we come here. This stock gives us a time, signal right here. I said, okay, let's come down to this average. And I buy it something around 12,800. And when the stock struggles here, I sell it around 13,200, which is 400 points. The 400 points times one contract of future is 20, it's $8,000. You buy it leverage, you don't spend 8,000, you just earn $8,000 on one contract. If you follow this indicator, when it comes here in the green, test this line, and then come to mean and come again, and you buy it and just leave it for a few days.
Yeah.
It again give you an indicator here, turn here, but it's way beyond this mean, so we're not buying it. This is from here. We are buying something around, let's say here, 13,300. This is 37,300 level. And today is 14,566, which is 1,300 point in less than a month.
So as you said, futures are very, very risky, 20 times leverage. Can we not just do 2 times or 3 times of
Yeah, we
QQ
can. Just give me a second.
by ETFs?
No,
The-
one second.
easy-
One
easy
second.
to handle.
We can do that, 1 second. So 13,300 to 14,600, just 1,200 point, 1,200 times or 200, that's $24,000 of one future contract on NASDAQ, which is highly volatile. I don't recommend anyone to buy NASDAQ future contract and keep it with them. And $13,000 in less than a month in one contract. Now, to answer your question, we can buy micro future contract, which is 1/10 of this value. So 13,000 means that if it's $13,000, the micro future contract will be $1,300. But you cut down your risk as well. If you just buy one micro contract here and you put your stop here, so you are putting up something around $600 worth of on one micro contract, stop loss. On this 600 against this indicator, you are earning something 1,300 point, more than 2 times the risk. Sorry, no, not 2 times. $600 versus how much I mentioned here? $2,600. How come $2,600? 1,300 points times 2. So the full contract was seen is $20, but the micro contract is 1/10, which is $2. So I am putting up a risk of, let's say, $600 based on this indicator information. And here again, if I just sell it today, that will be 1,300 times 2, which is $2,600. So I am just in less than a month, $2,600 up on this one future contract. If I just follow this indicator with some sense, sense means that if it's green, yeah, it's very close to its mean level, buy it here. And the overall market is bullish, buy it here and leave it for a while. It's still growing. So Wasim, have I answered your question? Instead of the ETF, now you can buy ETF as well, triple Q. So if you
Yeah.
buy your ETF triple Q here, but you have to buy a number of stocks to earn that money for $1,400.
No,
That
but
was the point. Same chart, because triple Q and the future will follow the same point. The triple
Yeah,
Q was at this point was 323, now is 354. So one stock or one share of triple Q is 30 points up. One share, correct? How many shares will you buy? For 600, you will buy 20. The 20 times 3 is $6,000. All you need to do is just follow
this
this
is
trend.
day trading type of approach. But somebody asked me that this is
This is
too
not day
complex
trading.
for them.
This is starting from the May till this
No,
point.
so
1.5
I
months.
did a dollar cost average on TQQ, and that has performed fantastic in last several years, just buying it bi-weekly and throwing it in. And that has performed like NVIDIA. So that's why I was saying maybe some other day I'll show that and see if 90% of the people cannot understand all these complicated things which we look at all the time. They can just throw in money bi-weekly and still they come out good.
Correct.
Because NVIDIA has performed good, but you will not know if it will perform again or if there is something which you will miss. But index, TQQ or QQQ, everything is in it. You can't miss it. Like if the market goes up, they have to go up. So in one of the tests, like
That's
it was
why
Yeah.
you're talking about QQQ or you're talking about futures. It's the same thing.
no QQQ and TQQ because it's easy and it's auto buying. So how will we achieve high performance results? Like I did the back test and it showed me in 10 years, if you put $50 in, $15,000 became $486,000 just buying TQQ.
Yeah,
I can-
but time it comes 30% off as well. So you have to understand where I should get out. You are here, the indicator turns, and this is red. green is gone, you should get out here.
Yeah, you
Because-
can complement your dollar costing with this, and that should improve the results by far. But even if you forget, just put it in, those are the results.
Right,
So
right.
for many of the people, they don't understand all these technical stuff, what we do. I created a spreadsheet and I can share it sometime when.
Please, I would highly appreciate that.
Yeah, so I have it open, like if you give me a minute, I can show you one back test on TQQ and I have results.
Sure,
for
we can.
TQQ. Yeah,
Uh,
but
you,
finish your discussion so everybody understands like this is a
so no,
fantastic.
my job is that I will bring that trend indicator, my proprietary trend indicator right here in this screen in
Mm.
Excel. So every stock which you want to view, it will tell you that what this trend definition is telling you, along with the 3 or 4, along with some ultimate task, along with 3 or 4 screens. So these are the, for example, I follow a scheme from my strong in earnings, and the stock who has beaten their earning forecast all the time, and apply this indicator over there so that then you have a list of those stocks just like this, and then it can tell you on this that where we do stand as far as this trend indicator goes on each of these stocks. Now that will be separate because that is an ongoing service. So what I'm
Mhm.
thinking of that, giving this thing as a one-time, offering this thing as a one-time purchase to people who are interested in this Excel software, and have a subscription around this trend indicator. This is what I'm thinking. Now that's pretty much it as far as I'm concerned. But I have this is my software. I said, now what are the main features? Let's very quickly let me wrap it up. It provides complete information on every stock supported by Excel, US international stock statement, ETS and currency pair, provide technical indicators as you've seen, custom charts, tools, trading signals, seasonality charts, which are available at a premium price with many other applications. Now we have tables and watches as I've shown it to you, and seamless integration with other spreadsheets. You can just take the data from here and take it to wherever you want, another spreadsheet, like portfolio trackers, etc. Now, what I want to do, the purpose of this year that I see 2 to 3 months is required to launch on commercial basis. I need to set up a business, do something. Now I'm looking, I'm doing it, I'm developing it full time, doing nothing else all this time. So I'm looking for, if you guys are interested, my suggested retail price will be something between $99 and $149. And to give you an idea, similar software, this is software. Now it obviously has many more features, and I was a subscriber to this 3 years ago. They charge $56 per month for this service, and they say that they have thousands of functions and custom. They have obviously more indicators, function, and templates. For advanced tier, which are $94 a month, one per month, that's $1,125. And premium services they charge $1,800. Now, what I am thinking of not doing this exorbitant charges, just selling it one time, especially. But I need people like you, a friend who are interested, as they can donate something, so that they can help me and focus 100% on this. And as I said, Sierra chart trend indicator will be something different. And now, how much that donation, because I'm not selling it, it's up to you. If you think it's worth $99, it's up to you. If you think it's worth $59, it's up to you. If you think it's worth $49, it's up to you. If you think it's worth $200, it's up to you. I will highly appreciate it. At this time, whoever approach me, I will give it to this software within a few days. I'm just putting up some last touches to it, and immediately along with the user guide. And once I launch it on a commercial basis, I will give them free the commercial version, and also a 3-month subscription to the trend recognition indicator. The indication just I have shown it to you, this indicator, once it is available to Sierra chart or in Excel. First, I think it will be available in Sierra chart because I have already programmed in Sierra chart, and then in Excel. So this is what my program is. I want you guys to give me feedback. How do you like it? Is this price seem to fine to you? Do you want me to support me, or want to buy it eventually? Or how should we go from here? I want feedback from you guys.
Good. I think this is a good way. Yeah, I think my perspective this, this is just a tool, okay? What I would like us as a group to do to help each other out, because, we all are getting close to the retirement, am I right?
Mhm.
And a lot of us are not as savvy as Sabri or Wasim are, okay? Even Parvez is probably in the middle somewhere. So, I mean, one thing we could do to help each other out is just to use the chat group that we have, or to share, hey, this is the thing I'm saying, to, I mean, you build wealth and help your brother build wealth at the same time, or you see the risk, because we are busy with your life and job, and, and sometimes we don't have enough time to invest in this thing. We can do help each other out. Allah will help us. That's my personal feeling. Okay. So that's what
Yeah,
I
great.
wanna.
But if someone is interested in it, they can send me donation on this my email through
Yeah, yeah.
PayPal or Zelle, and I will
Yeah, that's a
gladly
good
share it
question.
with
Wait,
you.
this is your full-time job now. I totally get it. I think this
Yeah,
is
I
a
need
great.
to launch it on a commercial basis, and for that I need
Yeah,
also
yeah, 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 yeah.
support on
No,
that.
we support that. I'm just giving you the
And
overall.
spread the word. I will have
Yeah.
this as a Shahid said in 1 month time again. Hopefully,
Okay.
I will have the commercial version available at that
Inshallah,
time.
inshallah.
And Shahid said that he will also.
Yeah,
that
July
probably,
16. Mhm.
inshallah, we will have something around that
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
And
inshallah.
then we can ask for the final price. But meanwhile, if someone wants to have this software, he can approach me. And I don't mind. I mean, donation is donation. So
Yeah.
I don't want to say I don't have I haven't set a price. All I was sharing is that people charge this much crazy for this thing. To me, it's crazy.
Yeah,
$1,800,
that,
$600,
that,
but these are professionals and they are commercial using it, so they are willing to pay for it. I'm
yeah,
not looking at that, and I'm not looking for anything exorbitant at this time. I'm just looking for you guys can do whatever you want to. That we highly appreciate it.
Somebody
That's it.
has to mute, I guess.
Someone
I
has to
think
do it.
I think you're right, Sabri. We all should support you on this thing. It's a very small amount. It's nothing big.
Whatever you think. Just you
So
can PayPal or you can send it through an email. It's just up to you. And as I said, I will provide a free book afterwards, full version, and a 3-month subscription to Trend Recognition Indicator as well to every donor.
someone need to mute.
I think Sabri, your daughter sitting in the same room. If she can mute herself, that's gonna help.
It's not me, it's Masood Vikhar.
Masood Bakhar, Masood Bhai. I think
Yes.
you have 2 mics around.
This is why I
Yeah.
made your phone.
Good.
Okay, so
Now
what
it's
is
good.
overall feel and feedback? Very honest. Do you like it, you guys?
No, I think personally I like it because at some point when I'm retiring, or I will probably spending a couple of hours that time you and have this tool to help me out in those days. Right now, as Wasim said, may not be helping because I may not be able to spend that much time. I just need quick figures when to go after, pick some stock or mutual, or dump some stock, with only 15-20 minutes of time investment every day. So that's a short-term strategy. Long-term, I think when we all are retired, we need this type of tool to kind of manage our portfolio and see if we can make additional growth or not. So I think I see a big value in it. That's my personal approach,
All
my
right.
opinion.
Thank you. Now, I think that's pretty much it from my side. Wasim, you want to show something?
Yeah, if you allow me, I just wanted to show
One
Yeah,
them.
thing,
I need to.
before you go to Wasim, can we just look Coke in yours? I don't want to see what the Coke says in yours.
Coke, where do you want to see me, in the Excel or over here?
I don't know, whatever's giving the best indicator.
What is the symbol COKE?
COKE.
Before going to the Coke, I know Coke is a staple stock.
Yeah,
Stable stock means you should not expect, it's a stable company and it's not in a high growth area.
Yeah, it's still showing undervalued for Yahoo.
Let's see.
Yeah,
Now,
but it's 600 plus. And one time I bought it 250 and I sold it at 400. Then I
but
ended up buying.
no, this is COM. I'm sorry, COKE. It's not taking this. Why is it taking COM? It's not taking this symbol.
but the symbol is not COKE, I think.
No, it is COKE.
Yeah,
Coke
is it
standard is
Nasdaq?
yes,
Four letter?
No, it's not. It's not COKE. If you go to Yahoo, it's there.
Let's see. 1 second. COPE, Coca-Cola Consolidated.
Yes, that's the main one, not the KO.
But somehow Sierra chart is not picking up that thing. Okay. So let me pull up this thing on a stock chart. Okay.
Okay.
So this is what Coke is, right?
Yeah.
666.
Something. Yeah, yeah.
This is something. You know what you think?
Yeah, that's the number. Mhm.
Okay. Coke is consolidating towards the high end of this thing. That's fine. It has beaten its industry group, which is soft drinks. I said it's consumer staple is soft drink. It has beaten its performing very well compared to, this is the same chart which I plotted in Excel, and has beaten recently the index as well. The group itself is a laggard compared to index, but the Coke is performed much better compared to the group, compared to the index. Now, my question to you, that what kind of growth you really expecting from Coke? I think it has already covered a lot of distance.
Yeah,
from its
that's what I'm
previous
thinking.
highs. It's right here, which is 550 to 700. It's consolidating here, near towards this end. Now it needs momentum and something special to get out of this range.
So that's-
Otherwise,
That's the
sorry.
main question, Sabri. Like I think it's way over right now. But if you go look at the Yahoo, it's a short term no, long term and mid term high, and it's still undervalued, way undervalued. It's
Let's
like
see
at the-
what my system says about Coke, because I haven't seen it. Take a look at the Coke.
yeah, this is confuses me somehow. I don't know. Yeah, okay, now finally get Coke.
Let's update this sheet for the Coke, and it's updating is volume and taking some time. Talking panel chart, there we go. Okay, it says 62% of buy. Setup.
Okay.
This is the same chart right here. Okay,
Okay.
62% of buy. And going here, August is traditionally a very good month for Coke. Let's go to 10 years.
And
On the
September
Coke.
and October are okay.
This is for last 5 years. Sticking here, okay. August is
Wait.
3.59 for 10
तुम
years.
लगा दो यार.
I think Coke traditionally is not a bad choice, and especially performs much better during the last quarter of year. It's kind of a safe bet. Safe bet. Safe bet means it's really not going to crash, something like a AMD or something like that, or Meta
Yeah.
for that matter.
Very stable market. Yeah.
Yes, but for me, I think it's difficult for it to break this range at this point, the 694, and give you a decent return. There are better opportunities out there in market,
That's what I thought.
especially when the technology stock is performing much better. And its
Yep.
yield is 0.22%. It's not giving you high dividend as well. From the longer term perspective, it's not a bad choice. Again, from the long term, maybe if you
Yeah.
buy it, you leave it for years, then it's not a bad choice.
Okay. That's,
Okay, 1 second. Its performance for 5 years is not bad. In 3 years, 174%. 5 years, 409%. 6 months, 23%.
I know. So that's what I'm saying. I bought it 200. I sold it at 400 sometime, Then I said, oh, it went down to 600. So
Uh-huh.
how do you make a decision, to stay on? Because if you go back to Yahoo now, it's still at 600 something, it's saying undervalued. So do I still just stay on
So
or
why do they say undervalued?
I don't know, go look at Yahoo. It'll tell you that.
Okay, let's go and take a look at Yahoo. Oops, it's already selected Yahoo. That is going to investing.com. Let's select Yahoo. Sorry. Okay. Different people have different perspectives.
Look at the level on the bottom, where the color coding is there. It says undervalued, and then it said short term, long term growth is not there, but long term is there.
But for the, if you want to view details, I had to go to the subscribe to them, pay them money, right?
But you can see that it said undervalued on the screen.
On
If you
what
put Meta
criteria?
here, or,
On
yeah,
what
or-
criteria?
well, 13% estimate return,
You
and
see, different things have different. For language, this William person ours is bearish. Long term is positive. I would say that maybe it's covered a lot of distance. It might consolidate in this region.
Yeah.
It might consolidate in this region.
Invest split sometime. Okay.
Yes,
never mind.
let's say Coca-Cola consolidated Coke earning growth rate lacks 38% CAGR delivered to shareholders.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's,
only use Yahoo as for my guidance so far because I don't have anything else. So
okay. I would take a look at what analyst says on this.
okay.
But in my taking a look, okay, somehow isn't Sierra chart is not.
Yeah, this is confusing me. This is the only stock I'm not.
I
don't know how to
I
do
won't go for it at this level.
it. Okay.
I
That's
won't go. It's not taking this. It's taking another stock.
sorry,
Anyway,
Sabri. I didn't mean to detour. I just wanna.
no, that's not an issue. Wasim, you ready, or we can call it off then?
No, we can go to Wasim, please.
All right, Wasim. Since you're recording, Wasim, how much time?
No,
do
no,
you-
but Sabri, because it's already like 1.5 hour.
Yeah,
If people
we need to go
have
to
to go,
Masood. His mother-in-law is passed away,
yeah,
so
so
we need to
maybe
go to her funeral as well.
we can
Okay.
have a 1 hour session one more time, some other weekend, and then
Sure.
I'll just go
So
through
guys,
that.
this was pretty much it. I hope you liked that. If you like my cause, I would appreciate it. And Masuba, you were interested. You said that you asked me a question. How much is that? With the friends and the colleagues like you, I really cannot set a price very honestly.
Okay, though. Thank you. I think
All I can say is that if you want to send something, I appreciate. I'll send you the software immediately. And like I said, eventually the full version and the 3 months trend recognition subscription to that. And if you can help me in that, spread this word.
Yeah, I'll talk to you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Masuba.
Sorry.
Anything else?
thank you,
Shahid?
Sabri.
Yeah, I'll
Yes.
talk to you,
Yeah,
Sabri.
so we will do again on July 16th, Sabri, and then I'll put the word out more in different
Please,
groups.
you've taken a look at the software, the program. I hope you like it. I don't know how it compared with the professionals platforms like Yahoo and others, but I think it's easy for you to do this on your spreadsheet on your Excel.
Yeah, so I think Michigan and New York people I think might be interested.
Yeah,
Very
yeah.
interesting.
In July, when we're doing Wasim's one.
I
Shahid
think
has proposed July 15th.
Okay.
July 16th.
July 16, if I can get half an hour. I'll
Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
we'll accommodate you half an hour for you.
And maybe half an hour for Sabri to follow up. Okay.
No,
ठीक है,
Shahid
inshallah.
wants a full-fledged presentation on July 16th because he will invite quite a few people from outside.
मसूद भाई
आप,
अपना म्यूट करें अपना आपका दो आ रहा
आपने अपने कन्वीनियंस से साबरी अपने कन्वीनियंस से देखो, उनके दूसरों का तो
Yes.
स्केड्यूल चेंज ही होता रहता है, कोई विजिट पे है, कोई पाकिस्तान जा रहा है,
So
कोई
July
किधर जा रहा
16 अगर है तो we will have it inshallah. By that time I think I will have some commercial version for it for sale and give it
Good.
price as well.
Yeah,
All right.
and
But
in the
we
same
have-
session, I can show this dollar cost average approach.
Sure, we can have
and
two
then
presentations
share
side by
it.
side. All right.
Yeah, okay.
Only thing is like if some new people showed up and some people like they didn't even start it, they're thinking to start this thing. तो आप लोग जो करें ना प्रेजेंटेशन प्रिपेयर तो ऐसी हो कि जो बिल्कुल जीरो हो ना बंदा जिसके बाद मतलब 40-50 हज़ार डॉलर है, कैनेडियन है, रिटायरमेंट के करीब है या रिटायर हो गया है और उसको कुछ नहीं पता, जीरो है बिल्कुल, तो उसके लिए भी थोड़ा सा इनिशियली कोई 5-10 मिनट कुछ ऐसी चीज होनी चाहिए कि उसका इंटरेस्ट पैदा हो और
बिल्कुल
फिर उसको ट्रस्ट हो और वो आगे फिर इस चीज को अडॉप्ट
Don't
करे.
you think they were easy going, especially when I started it? I explained every section. I know there's a lot of information to absorb, especially for a new one.
डॉलर कॉस्ट एवरेज वाली अप्रोच भी यूथ को लें, उनको दिखाना होगा उनके पास ज्यादा टाइम है तो कंपाउंडिंग कैसे काम करती है उनको पता लगेगा.
Okay.
शायद I think that will help newcomers who
Sure.
don't know anything
Yes.
about
All right,
technical.
guys. I think that's the time to leave and call it a day. No
Thank
more
you,
questions.
Sabri. Thank you
No
very much.
questions. And,
Thank you.
Shahid, do I need to stop recording?
No, yeah, you can stop the recording and I'll just finish. You can finish the conference and then July 16 we can do it. And I think in Canada too, there's I know Nazli very well in Toronto. She's and then there's a couple of other guys that they can put the word. I mean, there's a lot of people will be interested in your thing. I
Yeah,
think
need
it just
support.
need motivational and then easy to use. Everything has to be easy to use. So. I
Don't
think
you think it is
you'll-
easy to
you'll
use?
get a feedback big time.
What is your feedback? I mean, is it easy to use? It's a spreadsheet.
मैं तो ये काम करता नहीं लेकिन ये कि जो लोग कर रहे हैं उनसे पूछो
Okay.
कि आमिर है
Wasim and Wasim Waqar and Amir Aziz.
Listen, I'm probably the lowest of the two, so I think it's I can learn to use it. have a lot of, this should have a lot of good information. And I think it depends on time. So like I said, when we are retired, and we want to spend away from our wives for 2 hours and focus on our portfolio, I'll be definitely using this a lot more, you know.
All right.
Short term, probably, this will require some time investment. Otherwise, you're gonna make a mistake. So that's, it's, you know, you gotta have the knowledge. So I think Sabri has put a lot of information, which I think as a person, we all need to grow our knowledge about financial. We cannot rely on our advisor or anyone else. You know, we need to learn ourselves. So
Of course, ultimately it's your own
in that
decision,
regard,
your
I
money,
think
your
I'm
decision.
excited to be to learn this thing more.
All right, guys. Thank you very
But
much.
I can
Appreciate it.
navigate. I can navigate. I'm not dumb enough to navigate. Let's put it this way.
Okay.
Very good.
No,
All right.
Sabri, it's really good. I'll talk to you.
Okay. Thank you.
Inshallah.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Allah Hafiz.
Assalamu alaikum.
Allah
Allah
Hafiz.
Jazakallah again.
Yeah.